Good morning, this is Howard of AV Transfers. Welcome to the channel if you haven't been here before. My name's Howard. I run a business called AV Transfers and I'm a huge audiovisual enthusiast. So I'm looking at a few lots that I got on auction recently and that took delivery of a day or two ago. They include a laser display, a DCC cassette deck, test pattern generators, first generation VHS duplicators, all sorts of interesting things. Today I'm looking at the Snell and Wilcox TPC21. And this is just the first power-up test of it. It's quite dirty. It needs a little bit of cleaning. And this is a test pattern generator, I guess mainly for recording test patterns, but also for testing your recording and monitoring equipment. And I've just been looking at some of the test patterns, and this is an interesting one right here. The company Snell Wilcox, synonymous with broadcast equipment, and really quite interesting. So I've been looking at some of the test cards and things, and this is one. This is just feeding through a composite signal, but a very interesting test pattern. This is others. Let's test that. And this is called W test number 2. Let's see. ITV PEL. Let's try that one. See what happens. Ooh, that's pretty cool as well. Sorry, not ITV, TTV 625 PEL V1. It's a very interesting pattern. This is an all too familiar one. This is EBV color bars. Oops, sorry, the screen is kind of very bright on that. This one says tartan bars. Huh. Never seen that one before. That's pretty cool. Wow. Here's another interesting one. Vidiplex bars. Interesting. I've never seen that one before. A lot of test patterns on this device I do not recognize or understand. Let's see what else we got. Here's another interesting one. EBU Kluge 1 to 5. Wow. Your familiar crosshatch? You can also do a bounce. So you can bounce between different patterns or different styles of pattern. I think this would probably be more applicable with either a plasma TV or a CRT TV, because that's how you would test the DC power handling. You know, that if it was able to do that without any jumping or rolling or issues. Here's another interesting one. Very trippy, I've got to say. This is a color sweep. So you can basically choose 2 patterns that you want quickly, and you can just use this output button to switch between them. So I've got that one, and I've got that one. Yes, it is purple. Very interesting device. I mean, I didn't pay very much for it. I maybe paid £30 for it, so not bad money. Always nice to have a nice source of signal generator. It's the problem with these Snell Wilcox is this front face is rubberized, and the rubber tends to kind of get very sort of dilapidated or very sort of the sponginess becomes very soft, and you can kind of dig a nail in and damage it. And I don't quite know what the solution is for that. Just to tolerate it, I guess. It's all about how it's been stored. But yeah, I'm enjoying that. Let's try some more patterns. And there are a lot of patterns. I'm not going to go through all of them, but that happens to be my favorite just because I've never seen that one before. I guess that's some kind of resolution. Being a flat screen TV, I guess it's probably better than a CRT. But this is coming in via composite. There is obviously progressive and RGB options as well. And it can do PEL, NTSC, SECAM, etc. What am I going to do with it? I have no idea. But I have 2 of these. So this is the first one I wanted to test. I also bought a Philips test pattern generator. And I want to look at that as well in this video and compare what the two of them do. I mean, this I think is going to have a very different look to it than the other one. But this is the TPC21 test pattern generator. So a bit of fun there. Okay, so here's the second item, the second test pattern generator that I've got. And this is a Philips unit. It must have been an auction a long time because it had about 4 different auction labels. This came from Peter Packinson, which is different to the other company. The other company is called TechBit. So there are a lot of these companies getting rid of old assets, I suppose is what they call it. Fluke. It needs a clean, of course. But this is a very interesting test pattern generator. The reason I got excited about this one is this one does RF output, and I believe it will modulate video that you put through it. It has a variable RF output. You can customize the chroma and video levels and the frequency, which is really cool as well. And then over here, it's got a shed load of patterns. And what's also nice about this is it has NICAM stereo modulation. So if you're going to test the NICAM decoding on a TV or VCR, not that anyone uses it anymore, you can do it here. I just thought that was kind of cool. So let's just have a look at the different patterns and see what they look like, shall we? So let's try that one first. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we got that. That's pattern 1. So it looks like if you don't switch off, actually, let's just start at pattern number 1. Pattern number 0. Okay, color bars. Push the button again, goes off. Pattern number 2, demodulation. Okay. Pattern number 3, purity. Okay, red, green, blue, I guess. Purple. Ooh. Oh, I see. It's going through all different sort of subsets. Cool. Grayscale. Yeah. I guess that's for resolution. So, well, hang on. Goes right down to there. That's pretty good. Okay. VCR. Not too sure. I guess that's a test you would use to test a VCR. Okay. Convergence, I guess. Not very relevant on a panel, but hey. Oh, TL, as I say, toch is lekker. Okay. Ooh, that's checkerboard. Circle. Okay. Cool. Right. So that's all of those. So it doesn't have a fortune of patterns from what I can tell. Oh, it's quite nice. You can mix them. So I can put that and that together, or that and that together, or that. Okay, I guess not with much else. Text on, not too sure what that is about. You can kind of mix some of them together, which is kind of nice. So sort of make your own subset of other patterns. You can kind of make your own preferred pattern. Wow. So again, very trippy. I like it though. I like it a lot. So there you got a whole bunch of stuff happening there. Right. Oh. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, thumbs up, it works. Again, did not pay a lot for it. But very impressed. That is the Philips PM5415TN color TV pattern generator. Interestingly, they spell color in the American way, which is interesting because this is very much a European option. So I'm just wondering why they would do that. I suppose maybe there was an NTSC version. This is not multi-standard. It looks like it's just PEL, because especially the RF stuff is very specific to PEL. It's got here, you can switch to, that's cool. So you can switch that to widescreen mode. Color bars. Very good. I like the widescreen option because that always irritates the living out of me. Sometimes you can't get what you want when you want it. Aha, very nice. I was hoping for the classic Philips Telefunken test pattern. That's kind of why I built it. But that one seems quite elusive. I do have it on another unit, but it's a SECAM unit, which is kind of interesting. But there you go. I'm going to give this a bit of a clean now, but that's that for now. Okay, I just have to add an addendum to the video I just made. Is the egg on my face? Can you see what I see? PEL and NTSC. At the moment, it's set to number 1, which is PEL BGH, but it does NTSC, I guess, M, which is that modified NTSC or is that regular NTSC? Either way, it does have NTSC here. So I do apologize for that oversight. I didn't look at the back here. It's got some other interesting buttons here. It doesn't have the RGB outputs or some YC outputs. It has a SCART, has an audio in, NICAM data. So it's got quite a bit on the back here. So I stand corrected. My mistake for saying it didn't have NTSC. My apologies. Okay, and just to confirm, I switched it over to number 6, which is NTSC-M, and it appears to be functioning. Do I have an information button? Let me just see if I do. No, it doesn't want to tell me what's coming through, but I'm pretty sure I saw it change to NTSC when I switched it over. So it does have an NTSC thing. Okay, now I'm really getting brave with this. Okay, I'm going to switch it through. I'm on number 1 now. Switch it to 2. So that would be just a sound carrier change. To 3. Something happens to the color. What is 3? 3 is SECAM L, which is different. Now, if I'm not mistaken, SECAM is not supposed to have any color bleed because it's got some sort of internal checking system that stops you needing to have YC connections. And that was the whole up improvement of SECAM. It didn't have color bleed, although it looks like it's bleeding here. Am I wrong? Let's just check. That's the color bar there. Let's go back to PAL. Yeah, that's quite a bit worse, actually. Can you see that? There's a lot less bleed. Let me change it. Now we're on NTSC. I don't know which NTSC it's on. It's not happy, though. Another NTSC. Another NTSC. That's NTSC 443. So I don't think it likes the modified NTSC. I think that is probably... Oh, I'm sorry. That's NTSC-M, which I think is 3.58. That's NTSC 4.43. All right, so you can see there. I remember what NTSC stood for. Never twice the same color. And there was a lot of snobbery in the PEL world about, the American system's got terrible color. But I think it was a very narrow-minded approach, to be honest. I think there were other advantages that were better. For example, you could have a very, very good refresh rate, a much less flickery picture, which I think was far more annoying than any improvements over the color range. But anyway, that's NTSC 4.43, NTSC 3.58. Look, a lot of this is down to the processing in the TV. That's, I think, NTSC with PAL color, and you can see it's like blinking. It's obviously just a little bit unsure as to how to decode that. You'll also see there's a little line moving up slowly. That's down to hum. I think there's probably a capacitor in the power supply that needs to be replaced. I'm not bothered about it, though. It's not enough of an issue. Right, now we're back to SECAM L. This is SECAM DK and K1 and SECAM BGH. But it looks to me like PAL and Okay, I don't think it has the SECAM. Right, I'm being stupid here, because look, this is... Right, there's a knob, there's a button here for power NTSC, but there's nothing here. I would assume there would be another thing here. So scrap what I said about SECAM. I'm just being stupid as usual. There's just PAL and NTSC, my bad. I'm sorry about that. So this is all PAL. Okay, all I'm changing here when I'm switching through is the audio carrier. That is a abnormally, I don't know why, but yeah, it's either 50 or 60 field. Now you can see here the hum is more pronounced when I go to a 60 field signal, probably because the noise coming through is more obvious between 60 and 50 hertz when you start changing frequencies. But that is really good. I am very pleased about that. Two very nice checkers. And yes, you're correct. I'm in the kitchen, because you'll always find me in the kitchen at parties. No. The kitchen is kind of my workshop, because my office is just too full of equipment that's set up and working. There's no real space to do like a bench and oscilloscopes and things. So the kitchen tends to be the place. Plus, I get to make myself nice coffee when I'm tinkering around. I'm hoping to build a little area which will be for repairing stuff with my oscilloscope, soldering iron, solder suckers, heat guns, etc. at some point. I'm just waiting for some planning permission in that regard, which may or may not happen. But I do like my repairs, because I just find they're kind of like my chess pieces. I just love to look at machines and figure them out. I'm always happy when they work first time, but it's also fun figuring out what's wrong with machines sometimes. So from me, Howard at AV Transfers, in the kitchen on a Saturday morning. For now, auf Wiedersehen. On the curbside, very cute little Samsung TV. Should I take it? Take it home and see if it works? Looks like it's the watch, maybe? Is it just water? Cute. I think I'll take it home. Okay, so here is the set. It's a little Samsung, what's it, like a 21 inch? It's just a TV. Yeah, so the back of this, made in Hungary, and it has HDMI, it has analog VGA, SCART, component, and AV. So yeah, I'm going to try and plug it in. Is it going to go bang? Well, let's just see. If I pull this out, it might tell me if there's water in it or not. I don't see any water in it. Don't smell any smoke yet. Don't hear any bangs. And I see a red light. Is it going to work? Pushing power. No, I don't see any lights there. It's holding the power down. Red light. That didn't sound good, whatever that was. Red light. So probably bad capacitors. A nice little set though. Pity it's not working. Just double checking everything. Yeah, probably bad capacitors. Worth fixing? I don't know. But yeah. We may have to open that up and just take a look and see. What we'll do is I'll just leave it on standby power for a little bit and just see if there's any coming to life later. Sometimes the capacitors warm up and then it comes back to life. Okay, well, there you go. It works. It didn't work when I got it. I opened it up and I replaced about 4 capacitors in the power supply. There are 2 capacitors that feed the backlight. the main power reservoir capacitor, and 1 or 2 low value capacitors around the switching IC. And it seems to have come back to life. It's got a bit of an intermittent HDMI plug connection. But wow, not bad for a pavement find. I've got to be honest with you. I just hooked it up to the Skybox. And I got to say, it's pretty good. Bit of a fun one there. Just one last thing while I think about it. Kind of funny that the first thing I watch on this television after picking it up on the curb is Curb Your Enthusiasm. Please, you can stop applauding now. Bye for now.